Probably should have looked at weapon systems. I kind of just didn't think about it. So this is a 3-mission operation? You gotta be kidding me. Alright, we now have the Capellans at a neutral point, which I'm happy with. So let's keep getting their reputation up. So this is difficulty 19. Again, tonnage limit of 175 tons, unfortunately. This is against House Davian, but I don't think we hurt their relationship too much. We still probably are very high with them. Yeah, we still have +5 on negotiations. So they're more or less maxed out. I think the more important thing right now is that we continue to get the Capellans to like us so that we can get some stuff going here, because we might be in their space for a little while. As far as salvage shares go, we can only put 3 points here anyway, so I'm not sure I'm going to emphasize that too much. Let's go 1 point damage coverage. And then we'll just put the rest into money, I guess. I don't know. Maybe 1 into salvage shares, in case we find some cool weapon systems. So we're going to have a total potential payout of 1 million and some change. And then salvage shares of 4. And then we have our typical damage coverage of just 1 tick there. So... all right, let's accept. In theory, the lance we just used would work for this mission. My headphone cord just fell down. Usually put it up on my desk because it's really long and it oftentimes snags on things. Try and keep it out of the way. All right. So the question is, do we keep running the Firestarter or do we go with the Jenner this time? I'm going to go with the Jenner just because it's painted better. Got its paint scheme gone, already ready to go. I guess we just stick with this. I'm starting to have this problem where the Centurion tries to get his arm blown off. But I'm not sure how I fix that situation. We might... So we started using Stockton. Pierre is kind of high there. I mean, he is not really leveling up too much at the moment. Why did I click on the mech? I wanted to click on him. Let's go ahead and give Griffith the chance here. He has a lot of room for improvement still, and I'd like to see him improve. So let's get Griffith in here. Stockton is going to run the Assassin, and Freeman is going to continue to run the Trebuchet. Hopefully a little bit more effectively this time. We could run the Firestar just because this guy has good ballistic weapon skill and we want to... I mean, honestly, that levels him up more. Like, just from a standpoint of if we want to level somebody, this is the better way to do it. Because you get multiple different weapon systems, as opposed to a Jenner, which only has 1. Now, he has the most room for improvement in energy weapons. Well, technically missiles as well, but... Alright, I think this is what we're going to go with. Let's go ahead and ready up. I mean, the Firestar did not too bad last time. It definitely did better than the Trebuchet did, for sure. Now, it could have been a matter of we weren't giving the vision to the Trebuchet effectively, which might be partly my fault. I try and lock on to stuff as often as I can, in case that helps a little bit.
Online. Sensors
Firestarter still not painted.
Weapons online. All systems nominal.
Is only payable if we bring the entire group to justice. So you will have to search the area and ensure that everyone on our list is found and dealt with before we can pack it in.
Alright.
Looks like we're at the wrong place, Commander. Our target must have given us the slip. Let's check out the other locations.
Okay, we got one location. I'm gonna go, I think, to the north. Where's the north? Yeah, north. Here. Go north and then west. Because we got one objective kind of off by itself. So we'll go northwest and then northeast and then hit that last location. Something's hit me from behind. I'm not going to worry about it now because can't see it. I'm Trebuchet.
Target acquired.
Trebuchet keeps, like, being way behind.
Target destroyed. Target acquired. Target destroyed.
Like, where is the trebuchet going? I think that's part of the problem, is it's not with the rest of the group. It's way down there. I mean, maybe it's fighting something?
Positive visual on the target, Commander. I've marked it on your tac screen.
Where?
Target acquired.
Yeah!
That was total whiffage. Okay, I see the target now.
Target acquired.
There he is. Okay, trebuchet, start firing missiles. I got the guy locked up. There you go. Perfect.
Target destroyed.
So what we need to do to get that trebuchet to be very effective is just keep this guy locked up.
Eliminated.
Keep him in vision.
Kill confirmed.
Target acquired.
Amazing, Commander. Nice kill. It's even going critical.
Oh, shit.
Critical.
So the thing that trebuchet really excels at is giving you fire support against enemy mechs. What it doesn't excel at is attacking these little tiny guys, because we kill them too quickly.
Target acquired.
By the time we get a lock, to give him, like, once we lock somebody up so that he can get that indirect fire, the enemy is probably already dead.
Mech eliminated.
There, see, that worked. Because we kept him locked, that gave the trebuchet vision. So that's kind of like, it's kind of the strategy of how you deal with this kind of stuff. It's just, you need to give the trebuchet sensor locks to get the trebuchet vision, more or less. Hopefully my allies, the lighter mechs, will help us a little bit with that. They're doing a good job of screening right now, anyway. We killed the assassination target. I guess we have to kill multiple people. And the forced. Take that, forced. Not oftentimes I use the third-person perspective.
Target is down.
You know, my paint scheme isn't showing. I should have that fiery paint scheme. Not sure if that's a visual glitch or what. Because I don't have... Oh, I guess I see the flames. They're more on the front of the mech. So we don't get to see the cooler aspects. Paint scheme.
Target acquired.
Probably, yeah, it's a vehicle. Well, if we keep them locked up, the LRMs will rain in. Unfortunately,
We found our primary target. Let's go get him.
New target acquired.
I got it.
Incoming missile.
okay, let them rain in those LRMs.
Critical.
Kill them with the LRMs.
Target.
Got our target. Nicely done.
Target acquired.
Target destroyed.
Target destroyed.
Okay. I still see objectives, so we're not done, apparently.
Target down.
Running very hot. That's not very nice. You don't have an arm anymore. Now you don't have a mech.
Target acquired.
Running very hot.
My kill.
Get those LRMs in there, buddy. Oh, you're not gonna help me at all, huh?
Destroyed. Target acquired. Target destroyed.
Okay. One more place. Alright, we're gonna go down this way. My left arm is almost gone, but that's okay, there's nothing in that left arm. Well, some of these other paint schemes seem to be on the back, like here. You can see the bones and stuff. It seems like with this paint scheme, no. I'd have to double check that. It could be a visual bug too. Alright, how are we doing? Yeah, just keep going. I mean, I really love the Centurion, but it's starting to get to the point where the Centurion really can't hang in a lot of missions. It gets beat up too much. Doesn't have enough protection. At least not the way I use it. Probably be better off removing the SRM-6 and using it for more support role with an LRM-10 or something. I would probably be happy in the Assassin. Firestar's taking a little bit of damage. That's okay though. You want to go this way?
Enemy destroyed.
Target acquired.
Just give him a lock. I kind of wish my allies weren't fighting down there, because that's kind of a pointless fight down that way. The action's over here. I suspect Freeman did a lot more damage this time.
Target signed. All units, weapons free.
Target destroyed.
Okay. He's in the Centurion. I want to keep the wall in between him and me.
Target is down.
Oh. I killed him nice and easy. Gonna wait.
Target acquired.
The enemy is taking damage. Keep on them.
You get out of the way.
Tanker destroyed.
Good job, Trebuchet.
Got 'em. One more
We lost our
advantage
arm,
to collect
unfortunately.
on.
But it's not an important arm.
Zero reactor signature from the targets. Looks like we got them all. Now let's get you all home. Head to the evac point.
Acquired.
Target is down.
Target destroyed.
Yeah, the Centurion's going to require a lot of repairs here. But we keep the AC-10. I have no idea where the assassin is right now. And it seems like it's catching up to us, so... It's fast enough, it should be able to catch up to us fairly soon. But it could be the trebuchet all the way back there, though. I honestly don't know. Yeah, it's the assassin all the way back there. And the Firestar is walking backwards for whatever reason.
This place just needs a lake.
Okay. Well, that went okay, I guess. Kind of so confused why we had to kill so many targets for the assassinate, but I'm sure the mission briefing, if I had read it, would have told me why. Usually when you do an assassinate mission, it's one particular person. Not 4 or 5. I think it was 3. Maybe? I don't really remember. Alright, continue. Okay, we have an LRM-10 at quality level 2. We technically already have a couple of those. I'll take it nonetheless, though. Okay. Well, that'll be that. We'll sell a couple of these things. So damage did exceed our payout because I took a lot of damage. There you go. Trebuchet definitely did better, but I'm noticing that the assassin did more damage. Considering how much damage the Trebuchet is supposed to do, this is very low. I mean, in theory, the Firestarter almost equaled that damage output. So this remains worrying. It seems like with these LRMs, although they're very effective, they're only effective against enemy mechs. And they're only effective against enemy mechs that are beefier and can stand there a little longer. In that case, you get the effectiveness. The problem is the Trebuchet just doesn't really help you much with the vehicle swarm. Because the LRMs just take too long to fire. By then, most vehicles have been killed. I don't know. It's hard to say how effective this Trebuchet is going to be, but this does start to worry me. Like, the fact that we're consistently seeing him not performing as well as maybe it should. Alright, in any case, let's go ahead and continue here. I mean, if we just compare the two, right? The Assassin did 400-something damage. It only has a damage output of 24.2. The Trebuchet, which underperformed, it has a damage output, well, it's lacking some, but over 50. So it has twice as much damage output, but yet it did not do better than the Assassin. I'm also noticing the Trebuchet took a lot more damage than I initially thought it did. So we have quite a lot of repairs to do, it seems. We're not going to do these repairs here, though, I don't think. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to jump over to Northwind. It's only 20 days away. We'll do what repairs we need to, and then we'll go to our overall objective, which is this campaign mission. Alright. Look at pilots, 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 look at pilots. I'm just going to say that over and over again, and remember, I need to look at pilots. Barracks.
My combat skills are meant to impress, sir.
Unfortunately, they're not all that impressive, Watkins. Yeah, nobody's really blowing me away here, so... Market. Got a Griffin 1N, Yagermech, Phoenix Hawk. None of this stuff is really jumping out at me, stuff I necessarily want. Let's go to equipment. Starting with ballistic weapons. Nothing exciting here. Energy weapons. Nothing exciting here. Missile weapons. Nothing exciting there. Alright, inventory. We're going to sell that. Okay. Energy weapons. Ballistic weapon. Okay. Battle mechs. Starting with the Trebuchet, which, as I said, took quite a lot of damage, which is also very worrying. We need to replace the medium laser. And we need to repair the rest. So yeah, this thing does well over double the amount of damage that the Assassin does, but yet the Assassin outperformed the Trebuchet. That is extremely worrying. Alright, start work, 12 days, that's fine. Yeah, the paint is not on the back of the mech. At least not with that paint scheme. The other ones, it can be on the back, but Put the Centurion here. Let's just do repair. They do have to replace that arm, which is going to be expensive, but it is what it is. The other ones didn't really take that much. I mean, it was all armor damage, so... Well, even if it's piloted by me, I'm not sure it's going to be all that effective because I'm going to be up front. Maybe if I had like a co-op partner, it'd maybe be better. But see, the long-range missiles, this is why I'm not a fan of the long-range missiles in this game. It is so difficult to use them effectively because your line of sight is so limited. And oftentimes you don't have the line of sight for very long. So the time it takes you to get the lock on, by the time you get it, the enemy mech is gone. This is where the fact that the maps are all these confined spaces with like ridges and mountains and trees and buildings actually screws the LRMs hardcore because you are not seeing an enemy unless you're really on top of them. So the only way this would work out is if the trebuchet stayed well back, which the AI may or may not do, stayed well back. It seemed like most of the time it did do that. And you go in, get close range, and get that line of sight. So it's just so difficult. I mean, honestly, a lot of the weapon systems in this game do have limitations, like the PPCs and stuff. In theory, those can reach out pretty long ranges, but are you oftentimes seeing enemies at those ranges? Sometimes, but it seems very rare. That's kind of why I tend to favor the close range brawling, because it's so much easier to do that. Because oftentimes, even when you do have long-range engagements, it's because they're in a forest or something and you can't really even see them. So how do you get the accuracy you need with a PPC or something like that when you can't even really clearly see your enemy? I don't know. I don't think that long-range combat in this game is all that easy. Or happens all that often. Seems like most of the time you get in close, and then once you're in close, you're in close. But maybe that's just a way I play and the way I like to play, because frankly, it is the way I like to play, and maybe I'm biased in that regard. So I will take that into consideration. But it just worries me a lot that the trebuchet is not really pulling its weight. We'll stick with it and see if it ever comes around, but I'm starting to doubt it. When you barely keep pace with the fire starter, which has a lot less damage output than you, I don't know, that doesn't sound good. Okay, in any case, let me go ahead and... Well, in theory, the trebuchet should have outdamaged me. But the AI is the AI, and they're not as nearly as effective as a human player, so I understand that aspect, but... Okay, so we did what we could here. Let's get over. What kind of jump is this? 27 days? If we jumped here, it'd be 20 days, but then we'd have another jump of 20 days, wouldn't we? So that'd be a total of 40 days. We're not really hurting for money. The main thing we'd be hurting for is just reputation with the Capellans. Because now we're going to be deep in Capellan territory. I could go to Terra just to do it. It's a 20-day travel. Like, we could go to Terra Firma, do a mission, and then come back to Terra. I don't know what kind of jump that would be to get back to Terra there. But I'm really curious what's at Terra. Probably nothing. You know what? F it. Let's go look. For curiosity's sake, I want to know what's in Terra. Boom! Comstar just kills me. Pilot's hireable in system. Well, that's good. Market. Ooh. This is a Star League era version of the Kintara. As is this one. I think this is... Earth looks like crap. Yeah, a little bit. Maybe we're on the orbit of Mars or something. We're in the system, not necessarily at the planet. All right, let's take a look at the pilots.
Briefing and drop preparations.
They mostly seem garbage. The only one that's half decent is Fleming. And he doesn't really strike me as being amazing. So... yeah, we're going to pass on that. I guess our reputation isn't high enough or some such. I didn't expect it to be this hard to find a decent pilot. But in any case, let's take a look at the market again. So as I was saying, this is a Star League era Kintaro. Now, outside of the NARC missile system, I don't know what else this really, like what else it can do. I don't know if it has, like, for example, it may have upgraded armor, like, because, like, for example, the Crab is a mech. The CRB-20 is the downgraded Succession War era version. The CRB-27 is the Star League era one. The only difference is the armor quality. Otherwise, the weapon systems are identical, but because of the armor quality of the Star League era one, it actually has a lot more armor than the default. So, for the same weight. I don't know if the Kintaro comes with that version of the armor. It may. But that is definitely the Star League era Kintaro. So I definitely should buy this. So the big difference between the downgrade Succession War era one is that it has 3 SRM-6s, so it replaces the NARC missile system with an SRM-6. In theory, it does a hell of a lot more damage, but the cooling tends to suffer as a result. I don't know how NARC works in this game, but I think the idea of it is it's a missile that you fire, and then it gives indirect fire weapons a lot easier tracking or something like that. So if the Kintaro moves up and hits somebody with the NARC missile system, that more or less marks them for... in other words, the Kintaro and the Trebuchet would work really well hand in hand. So I should probably buy this. If I do so, I have to sell something. Before we make a decision, I should look at weapon systems too. So no double heat sinks for sale. I did see a high quality AC5, but again, we don't use AC5s. I don't have any mech that uses one, so not really tempted to buy this. I say we pass on it. It's cheap, but we already have one, so even less reason to buy one. We have a quality 2 PPC. I don't have any mechs that use PPCs, so that would be kind of a waste, and we already have one. Missile systems. It seems like LRM-10s are really easy to get. We have a quality level 2 LRM-20. I already have one in theory. If we ever get an Archer, that'd be nice. Archers are in this game? I don't actually know that. I will buy... oh, I'm in my own inventory. I'm an idiot. I don't know why. Sometimes it does that, and I oftentimes miss it. So, for those of you guys that have been screaming at the screen, I do apologize. But I didn't click this, and I was on market before, so I don't know why it did that. Well, again, high-quality LRM-10s. We do have a high-quality LRM-15. But it's of the different weapon type. I don't know if I'm going to pick that up or not. I mean, maybe. The Thunderbolt's already been upgraded, and the Trebuchet, I'd have to mix types if I use this, so I'd say no. Okay, now we look for the double heat sinks. I don't see any. Okay. I guess we just buy the Kintaro then. So I have to think of what to sell. This does put me even more into in a dilemma if I pick it up. We can get rid of the Blackjack. The Blackjack is not really proved all that useful. I think I'd rather use the Assassin in most cases. So the only reason we'd keep a hold of the Blackjack is if we have a scenario where we would need two 45-ton mechs. So I think the Blackjack is a gone mech. I don't think we keep with that. Kintaro, I think we definitely want to pick up. Maybe we can't use it right away, but it's a damn good mech. I don't know if I'm going to find a mech like this in the future. So, yeah, I think that's what we're going to go with. Let me double check real quick. So we don't have any good weapon systems in this thing? We don't. Okay, so that's an easy sell. I'm probably not going to use AC2, so there's no reason to really keep those, and I probably have some anyway, so... Okay, my inventory. Blackjack. Sell. Okay, now we can go ahead and pick up the Kintaro. Interestingly enough, it's not using its full tonnage, which makes me think even more that it has the upgraded armor. I wish I could compare it to the normal Kintaro. I would have to look at my manuals. I have this thing in one of my manuals, so I could know what the default would be, but I don't know it offhand. So I don't know what the KTO 19 typically has. Let's just read the description. Originally designed, blah, blah, blah. With the loss of the last known NARC factory, blah, blah, blah. The Kintaro became simply another missile platform. So as it's saying, when the NARC missile became a lost tech, which eventually led to the downgraded production of the KTO 18 by the Federated Sons. Whatever the variant, the Kintaro is still, yeah, so it doesn't really tell you about the original variant, which is the KTO 19. It just talks about the downgraded version. Interesting. Yeah, it seems like they give you just a generic description for every mech. It doesn't really matter what the variant is. Alright, well, in any case, we're buying this. Okay, let's go to the battle mechs, and we'll repair this. Should just be a simple repair system. I guess we could look at the loadout here. So, starting off... this would probably be a mech I don't personally use. It's a damn good mech, but I'm thinking about keeping the NARC missile system. Now, if there is a situation where the NARC missile system gets knocked out, I'm not likely going to be able to replace it. But I could probably easily replace it with an SRM-6 or something. I mean, it weighs the same amount. Now, the NARC missile system doesn't do damage, I assume, because it doesn't have a damage rating. It just meant to mark. Specialized missile launcher that fires a projectile that affixes to its target. Improves missile locks and accuracy. So it just meant to be like a support weapon used in combination with somebody that has LRM. So again, these two, the Trebuchet and the Kintaro, would work hand in hand. All right, let's see if we can upgrade the missile systems at all. I do have some upgraded SRM-6s. Do I have upgraded medium lasers? No, but I'd probably put them somewhere else. I think it makes perfect sense to use the SRM-6s. I don't know. I mean, we're going to repair it. I don't know what armor type this is. And I don't know if there's a way for me to tell in this game. I don't see any heat sinks, so we don't know if it uses double heat sinks or not. I assume not because of the cooling. Alright, well... I could also remove the LRM-5, but again, I figure if the AI uses it, it's probably not a big deal, and we could give it a much higher quality. We don't use LRM-5s all that often, and I'm sitting on some quality 3, so I'm just going to keep this thing pretty much default. It has a lot of armor for a default mech. I mean, 358 tons is... not tons, points is pretty damn good. There's not really a whole lot of room for improvement either. It's pretty much maxed out. Which just does show that this is a lot closer to the tabletop game, because in the tabletop game, this mech is pretty much... Why doesn't it let me install this? Oh, because I'm out. Whoops. Okay. I thought I had a few of those, but I guess I did misread that. It's still probably a good upgrade. Okay, that's pretty much that. So we have an upgraded LRM-5 and an upgraded SRM-6. In theory, we do a little bit more damage and a little bit greater range. I'll take it. I don't know how often we're going to be using this mech, but it will be a damn good mech when we finally get it in action. Really just comes down to what tonnage we have to work with. I have long not painted the fire starter, and I feel like we need to remedy that. We keep using it, so figure why not? All right, what paint scheme do we want to use? We've never used Applejack. What does Applejack look like on this mech? The main reason we haven't used it is because it's not all that exciting. I guess I'll use it on this mech, though. I just feel like it's bad luck that we haven't painted it in all this time. Although, maybe if we believe in superstition, maybe we're changing the luck of the mech, and now the mech's gonna blow up and die. Okay. Let me go and finish this off. We also need to paint the new mech we just got, but I can't while it's being repaired, so. Which is kind of silly, but it is what it is. Alright, let me just double check we have not failed to paint a mech somewhere. I think at the moment, the two oldest mechs that we still have running, the Centurion, which we started with, and the Jenner. We started with the Javelin, but that's since been sold. Okay, I like it. So this Kintara, I think, will do great work for us. And if the narc system gets knocked out, I won't necessarily be happy about it. It's very unlikely to happen, though, because it's in the center torso. But in theory, if it did happen, I just replace it with an SRM-6 and we'd be fine. Okay, let's go ahead and move on. So it was exciting to come to the Sol system, the Terra system, whatever you want to call it. And I think it's very appropriate that we got a Comstar potentially a Comstar mech. I don't know why Comstar sold it to us, but let's not worry about it. Let's go do this contract. Not sure what pilots we're going to use for this. Probably the best pilots we have, because why not? I'm curious what difficulty level it's going to be at, because we have put off doing this contract for quite a while. Mostly because I wanted to get the tonnage, potential tonnage that we could do up. Well, we'll find out here in a second. It's at 25, which is not particularly high. It looks like House Merrick is hiring me to kill the Capellans. In the wake of recent raider attacks inside our territory, a wave of refugees fled for their lives into Liao territory. House Liao is now refusing our people open passage back to their homes, claiming ongoing security concerns. In truth, we suspect they're trying to destabilize our region of space. Who can play at that game? We want you to send a message to Liao by assassinating the local governor where the refugees are being held. Okay. That's appropriate. We have 2 assassinate missions. Okay, our drop weight is 200 tons, which we can work with that. Alright, so we have 25 tons to play with. I mean, the easy change would be to upgrade the fire starter to the Kintaro. But I don't know if that's the wise choice. Probably just a general upgrade would be better. So I'm going to go ahead and put myself in the Shadowhawk here. Then probably need the Centurion somewhere. He's good with ballistic weapons. It's kind of. Yours technically are... Oh yeah, you're much better. So, in theory, let's say we use a Centurion here. So we have 5 more tons to play with, so I could get another 50-ton mech in here. I don't think I have another 50-ton mech. One thing I could do, what we've seen is the Panther is a very effective mech, right? I could do a 35-ton mech there. The Assassin it's fine. It's a fine mech. And Stockton is decently skilled to use it. But rather than use the Trebuchet, I could use the Panther, which has been very effective for us in the past. Which gives us some tonnage to move. And I could give myself the Thunderbolt, perhaps. Or I could upgrade the Assassin by 10 tons, which, I mean, I don't know if we really helped ourselves much with that switch around. Okay, I think I have what I want to do. So this is what I'm thinking. You are going to pilot the Trebuchet. I don't know. I'm torn on what to do here. The Panther could be a good support mech for us. Phoenix Hawk. I mean, I'm not sure which pilot's going to command what yet. Like, we could get the Thunderbolt in here. So Thunderbolt Phoenix Hawk. I'm just not sure who goes in what mech at the moment, so I would deliberate on that. This is probably not a bad lineup, though. So let's say the Phoenix Hawk and the Thunderbolt switch places. Second. For whatever reason, it wasn't letting me click on it. Okay, so those two change places. I'm not sure which pilot is going to go where yet. Definitely Stockton should not run the Thunderbolt. That makes no sense. Question is, which pilot makes sense here? Probably you? I mean, honestly, Freeman should probably be in the... Okay, this is what I'm going to do. You're going to go here, Freeman. And I think we put Griffith in this one. Griffith isn't there yet to make the best use of the Panther, but I think this is as good as we can get. So we've got 2 medium mechs, a heavy, and a light mech. Somewhat balanced lance. The Phoenix Hawk gives us the mobility and potential scouting and screening. The Thunderbolt and the Shadowhawk give us our damage and our brawling. And then the Panther gives us a little bit of long-range support. And frankly, the Panther has been extremely effective in the past for the tonnage of mech that it is. So I think I'm okay with that. I would rather use Freeman and the Panther, but frankly, Freeman is a much more capable pilot in the seat of the Thunderbolt. And this will give him the possibility of getting some experience with some ballistic weapons as well, which he's a little bit behind on. So, I don't know. I guess that's what we're going to do. Let me launch now. It's such an interesting element to this game that you have this set drop weight, which I've never seen in any of the other MechWarrior games, at least not that I remember.
Prepare for battle mech departure.
And Battletech doesn't often have that. It has it sometimes, but
Reactor online.
Nothing like this.
Sensors
It looks, sounds like our
online.
dropship is already firing
Weapons
away here.
Online. All systems nominal.
Okay. One shot, one kill, Commander.
If only it were that easy.
Anir, I thought you were as good as your old man by now.
Not quite that good.
Give him hell, Commander. I'll see you on the other side.
I'm gonna wait for my lance mates because they're a little flummoxed by the dropship. Okay. We don't want to go too fast because we're outrun. Our yeah, it'd be nice to see some more diversity of dropship. I agree. Not sure if I've seen much else other than leopards, as you said.
Target destroyed.
You bastard.
Target identified, Commander. Put them down.
I don't know what that
Smash
was.
target.
Hello.
Target acquired.
Ow! I think that was friendly fire.
Destroyed.
Goodbye. Here's the target. Let's go kill him. What is it, a trebuchet? It should go down quickly. Probably shouldn't have my back to the enemy like I have.
Target is down.
Well done,
Alright, he's dead.
Commander. Now,
We can get out of here.
let's see if what we did here today actually worked. Meet me at the extraction point. I'm already inbound.
I don't know where the drop ship is coming. Oh, towards the enemy. That's lovely.
Enemy destroyed. Heavy hit. Toxic opponent. Target is down.
So many damn vehicles.
Destroyed. Heat critical.
Alright, we need to get out of here. We're just gonna take beatings.
Enemy destroyed. Leg down.
Take as many of them with us if we go down.
Critical.
Alright,
Target destroyed.
let's get the hell out of here. Griffith and the Panther took a beating. Hopefully not serious. With that kind of beating, I wonder if he lost a limb or something. I saw what he did. He came in and was like, had his back to a lot of the enemy. Yeah, he mentioned he lost a component. I assume that's an arm. Okay. Did I not negotiate the contract when I accepted it? I'm an idiot. I don't think I put any points in anything. That almost bothers me so much that I want to redo it. Oh, God damn. All right, that's my one mulligan. Ignore all this nonsense. God. So entered mission, entered system should be the right one. I was trying to do the contract quickly because we're close to the time that I normally would end, and I just wasn't thinking when I took the contract. Okay, so we have 6 negotiation points. I'm gonna go ahead and put 1 into damage coverage. 4 into salvage shares, which gets us up to 10, and 1 into sea bail payout. I cannot believe I did that, but I was so focused on what our lance would be and all that stuff that I totally wasn't thinking. All right, let's get this on the road. We kind of already know what we want to do, so I believe we had the Phoenix Hawk here. And the Thunderbolt and the Panther. Okay. Now we just need to move the pilots around. Come on. Okay. I honestly... I look forward to the holidays because I need a break, man. My brain is just
Attention.
gone.
Prepare for battle mech departure. Warning. Hangar doors opening. Stand clear.
Reactor online. Sensors online. Weapons online. All systems nominal.
Okay. 1 shot, 1 kill, Commander.
If only you
Well,
were
at least we've gotten practice at this mission.
And here I thought you were as good as your old man by now.
not quite that good.
Give him hell, Commander.
I'm
I'll see you on the
gonna
other
approach this a
side.
little bit more aggressively than I did last time. Now, I don't know if they vary up what mechs you face. It might be a different mech than the Trebuchet. And honestly, the Trebuchet was a lucky thing to fight because it's not very sturdy. You could just get in there and brawl with it. Oh, again, we don't want to get too far in front of our heavier mechs. Granted, their support, I guess it doesn't hurt too bad.
Target acquired. Target.
Enemy destroyed.
Focus on the helicopter right now.
Target destroyed.
Target signed. All units, weapons free.
Incoming missile.
Okay, what I need to not do is have my back towards the enemy like what I have right now. This Locust is going to mess me up if I ignore it. Alright, let's go get him. It is a trebuchet. Want your arm.
Taking
Thank you.
heavy damage. Requesting support.
Ow.
It is down. I've lost all offensive capabilities. Punching.
Destroyed.
Ow!
Tango down.
Target.
Enemy destroyed.
Wait, didn't I kill the guy?
Incoming missile.
Okay, we need to get the hell out of here. I think I lost an arm. God damn it, I actually took more damage this time. I actually did a way better job last time. I really hate how this mission turned out. I kind of wish I had remembered to do the thing earlier so we didn't have to redo it, because I'm just taking absolute ton of damage. I'm really unhappy with that mission and how that went the second time. I guess I shouldn't have taken it as aggressively as I did. Alright, let's sort this by value. And of course I have way less valuable Yeah, we're gonna wrap up here soon. This is a bunch of garbage in here. That mission sucked ass. In theory, our overall squad took less damage, but I lost my arm and lost a system that is going to be hard for me to replace. Alright. Excellent job, Commander. That should put House Leo on notice. Now let's see how they react. Hopefully, refugees are already on their way home, but the political situation is highly volatile, so there's no telling what might happen next. Either way, our payment for this job just came through, so the drinks are on me tonight. I'll see you on the bridge. Yeah, so we lost a quality 2 medium laser, and that's funny because that was the only quality 2 medium laser we had, and of course it's gone. Yeah, I'm not happy with that, how that played out. Do I want to be repairing this here? I feel like I'm just going to make more mistakes if I don't stop, so we need to stop here. I just have to remember next time I'm here that I need to do repairs. I hope I remember that. Let's see the state of other things. So did anybody lose anything else? So in theory, we saved the PPC and the Panther. Whether that was a fair trade, I don't know.